That's correct. So I'm extremely humble to be here today to share a little bit of our trajectory. Humble to this guy here, to Pepijn there, and to what Design Can Do meant to me that really changed my life. And I hope that you can prove the fact, so you can also scan this and see that's really true. So please take your phones, because after the meeting we're going to forget it. So yeah, I'm watching. But this talk is not going to be about me. This talk is about you. And because we are here as designers, as activists, as change makers, and it talks about you, I'm going to invite you to stand up and make a statement together with me. Please stand up. And I'm still watching. So it's very simple, it's very simple. You are getting tired, you want to go to have some drinks, I'm going to help you out. I'm going to say the word that is written here, and you're going to repeat it. So you don't have to follow me, you do if you want, right? Okay. You.
You.
Me.
Me.
Winner.
Winner.
Creator.
Creator.
Designer.
Designer.
Loser.
Loser.
Learner.
Learner.
Human.
Human.
Chaotic.
Chaotic.
Focused.
Focused.
Lost.
Lost.
Committed.
Committed.
Rebellious.
Rebellious.
United.
United.
Free.
Free.
Gaza.
Gaza.
Now. You are fucking amazing. No, thank you. I could do this because no more first time in this stage. I've been to the same stage 9 years ago, so I had some tricks. This is a true story. I didn't have white hair at the moment. This is when a life has started to change my life. And this is me and Diana Krabenden, that was just here this afternoon, receiving the What Design Can Do prize of the Refugee Challenge, which was one of the first challenges. The very first. Oh, God, I don't even have an ego. Okay. And we are receiving the prize that allows us to kickstart the story of Makers Unite. But the story didn't start there. So a little bit about me, let's talk about me. Designer from background, I was born in Brazil. I have a Dutch mother, my cousin is right there, he can prove it. So if you go in Brazil, there are a lot of people, oi brasileiros, there's a huge catastrophic inequality. And I used to say this example, you walk on the crossroads of São Paulo and you can literally see a homeless child knocking on the window of a Ferrari for money. So I grew up thinking, okay, I have to, my mom used to say, there's something, there's another country that does things so better than here, I have to do it better, I don't have to be corrupt. Okay, got it. So I thought, I have to do something with this skill. I have to do something to change the world. I have to do something that can bring value to society. So I really love the idea of 17 years old. People that think things when they're 17 years are great. When I was 17, I was in the beginning of design school. I wrote, so product design, I wrote a research project to say, I want to create a couch that's going to be produced using skills of craft people in the northwest of Brazil, the poorest area of Brazil. And I'm going to send it to Milan, and I'm going to send it, I'm going to sell it, I'm going to sell the money back to this community in Brazil. And then I send this very exciting research to request for an application. And they asked me, how does the couch look like? I said, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's a couch. And they said, dude, get out the design school, go do it. And I said, yeah, it was a failure. So I never made a product. This is a true picture taken in Lesbos in 2015. The beginning of the peak of the Syrian refugee crisis. So there were millions of life vests that were thrown in the shores because a newcomer, when they're crossing from Turkey to Greece, the only thing that they're carrying is this life vest. And in the moment they're going to step out into the Greece shore, they're going to take it off and continue their journey. So if I look into this, I believe that is a huge collateral problem. But the real problem is social exclusion. So I was invited by the Beach, this design lab in the US, to come think about the life vests and think about what can we do about it. And because I cannot do a product, I called people that could. So I invited Dutch people, I invited newcomers to come and think, what is the value of a life vest? A life vest. I realized that newcomers see this as a symbol of hope. In the moment they're doing this tragic crossing is horrible, but the moment you take the life vest out, in this perception they say, well, my life is going to start again. So it's very hopeful. I said, wow, this is such a powerful story, so positive. Why are we only talking about the tragedy? So then I went to the Dutch people and said, what do you think about an orange life vest? King's Day. So we made a party. So we made a party called Revest Life, and we brought 2,000 life vests to Amsterdam, and we started to create a ribbon that was brought to people on this celebration to say, newcomers and people just like you and me, if you work together, we'll get a better society for all. Duh. So simple, but because it was simple, it was really powerful and really helped us to start Makers Unite as a company. So we started to upcycle products, and we started to create tote bags and created a brand called Makers Unite. We sent the prize to what Design Can Do, and we won. And because we won the prize, it was really interesting. There was at that time 10,000 euros only for me. So the only thing that I thought that I should do with that money is to get more money. So I used this to create a pilot of the program, and we run this, and we created a program for 20 people, 20 newcomers with a creative background. They would sit and work together on the making of these products, and then they would create connections. Because of the connection, they were going to get access to jobs. So this was really powerful, and this prize really helped us to finance the beginning of Makers Unite. And when I was running out of money, I took the solutions. Okay, what did I do with these 10,000 euros? Well, I created jobs for 20 people, and I brought it to more people that have more money, and they said, hey, can I do it to 200 people? And it keeps growing. A lot, until the moment I discovered that our story was also really powerful to businesses. So this is a show of Bas Kosters carrying the robot bag, which is a robot love bag. And I discovered that beyond making our own products, I could actually be a B2B business. So that was the pivot number one, or you could call it the fuck up number one, because my brand never managed to sell, and I'm never going to make money. And then I discovered that if I can start to work with brands, I really can make a difference and get scale in what we're trying to do. So I went to my mindfulness morning, and I made a list, and I started to think, what are the brands that I really, really want to work with? And the first one was Patagonia, the second one was Ben & Jerry's, and the third one, never going to tell because it never worked. So I started to mentalize, okay, it would be so amazing if I could work with these brands because they represent so much for me in terms of social change. So really interesting, I understood that Ben & Jerry's was looking for a supplier to create clothing for their customers. And I received a call from Ben & Jerry's to say, hey, would you like to make a collection for us? Crazy. So we created a collection. It was inspired in a trip. It was a really difficult product to make. I didn't know anything about clothing. Some people here really know. I still don't know anything about clothing. I'm just a designer. The magic thing is that by working with Unilever, have you ever worked with Unilever? Oh my God. Hell, it's so difficult. But I could learn a lot about how to present a small startup to a massive corporate, and how to position yourself there to sell your product, to also be treated on an equal level. And this helped us to create a lot of collaborations, and we became a sort of specialist in upcycling, and we created collections for Tommy Hilfiger, for Film Pieces, for CNA, this mass producer. We created the first upcycle collection that brought it to the stores, was sold in a go. And I really thought that I was making a lot of difference. So Makers Unite really created a lot of impact. We ended up training more than 300 newcomers who created a lot of commercial revenue, and we did upcycle more than several thousand live vests. Thank you very much.
Wow.
No.
Are you finished? No. Okay, I'm sorry.
And I have 5 minutes and 41 seconds. Okay. 5 minutes, 40 seconds. I can make it. I can make it. COVID came. When COVID came, I didn't have companies to sell my clothing to events. I didn't have brands willing to make capsules because they couldn't sell anything. So I was like, oh my God, I'm bankrupt. But this is what a lot of things happened during COVID that help us, I hope, a lot of people to rethink the way we're doing things. And as a designer, you never finish the product. So I continue challenging myself, okay, how can we solve this problem? And this is a mountain of textile, followed by a mountain of people. And this is what we call the pivot number 2. That's where I realized, okay, so if I really, really want to create impact, I have to make it scalable. And I really, really, really don't have to guide people to our work. So can I create jobs myself at large scale? So I started to think, okay, what are the elements within the clothing industry that represent scalability? And through an invitation, again, of the city of Amsterdam, I got called by one brand called Aha. So Patagonia gave us a call and said, can you guys repair clothing? And then I said, well, of course, let's bring it to the tailors. And they have so much talent, so much power. So we brought it to our tailors, and the repairs were amazing. We brought it back to Patagonia and said, guys, you have so much quality. Can we work together? I said, you have to sign my LOE. I learned with Unilever. So I went back to Patagonia, and I said, you can only talk to me after signing this LOE that I can have exclusivity on repairing your clothing, and I have 2 conditions. First, we're going to do people first. So if we're going to create jobs, we want to create jobs for people that really need it. Not only people with newcomers with a refugee background, but also youth of elderly with a distance to the labor market. And then the second, they have so much knowledge as Patagonia, and their motto is, we're in business to save our home planet. So I say, you're never going to save the world alone. Can we open a new blueprint? Can we tell other brands, what does it take to repair clothing? Because if you do this at scale, we can really make a difference on the clothing industry. So create a United Repair Center, combining craftsmanship with technology. And this is another thing that I know nothing about, tech. And this is basically the difference of what we do, and the only difference of what we do and a repair shop around the corner is technology. It's actually the glue that brings us back to brands. So what do? We create this, we call it a one-stop shop for brands, and we help them to create repair programs at large scale. We help them improve them with technology, with logistics, and with marketing expertise. And we create a lot of data insights. Basically, when a brand sells clothing today, their data is gone. They don't know who bought the product, where it went to, what is value, how long does it last. When someone's coming back to repair, they basically say, hey, this is my name, this is the item I bought, this is when I bought, this is where I live, this is my email, you can have it all. So this is magic for brands. The way we do is basically, if you have a product that's owned by the brand, you need it to be repaired. If a brand is part of the United Repair Center, we're going to receive this in our workshop in Amsterdam and in London. We're going to repair within 7 days and send it back to you. The most interesting thing is, of course, we help brands to really deliver a powerful platform. So we are behind the scenes. We are a B2B program. And we really help them to create this proposition to, what we call it, create customer experiences for life. And then it comes pivot number 3, which is not really nice. Let it go. We're starting to grow with United Repair Center. We're starting to be very big as a company. We started to have a large atelier in Amsterdam. With Makers Unite, we have Makers Unite in Amsterdam and a second atelier in Turkey, which went totally madness. It was madness. So it was basically me and Pau managing the company, and we really lost control of it. We got a lot of mistakes at Makers Unite and ended up having to decide, can we kill our darlings? So we had to switch off Makers Unite. And it was a really, really, really difficult and painful decision to take, but it was really good, because in December 2023, we started United Repair Center in London. And after that, we started to get more and more media. Thank you, Frank. A lot of media. We got a video at BBC, we got The Guardian, we got events all over the world. People really got excited. And guess what? It really worked. Today, we have over 40 people working in Amsterdam, and we have 10 people working in London. We have signed over 30 brands over the last 3 years, and our brands are really the toppest brands in the world. And we really believe we're paving the seed to change the clothing industry by putting people first. So why repairs? Is it really going to work? Where is it going to lead us to? So this is a line of the Patagonia pop-up shop of the Warm Wear product. It was made, we produced 1,000 items to sell in the shop. There were 4,000 people on the line. On the winter, to get one piece, it got sold out. Repairs through the roof. And we really believe that we're going to create 1 million repairs per year by 2030, created 250 jobs. But this call was about you, not me. Guess what? Stand up. And I really would love everybody to close their eyes, and I'm watching you. Bore, I'm watching you, always. Close your eyes, close your eyes, close your eyes. And now we breathe together. In and out. So you feel your body, you feel yourself, and feel your presence. We have a room full of change makers, and can really make a difference to this world. I'm humbling, asking you to think of one word of what you would like to share to humanity by the exit of this conference. And by the moment you're going to open your eyes, I'm going to share mine.